Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome to Sound Off on this Friday. Stan Maddox here. We have no guests in the studios today, so you know what that means. It's Sound Off Summit Day today. You can give us a call and give us a text message and express your thoughts, whatever you wish to. Give us a call or a text message, 362-0522. So once again, it's Sound Off Summit today. The program is for you, so give us a call. We welcome all calls all the time, of course. What can we talk about today? Well, one thing, big game tonight, baseball game in LaPorte. The last team to win the state title back in the year 2000 is going to be recognized at Schreiber Field tonight. Of course, LaPorte plays New Prairie, so that's going to be a fan-pleasing game, I'm sure. Big rivalry. The last team from 2000, a lot of the players are going to be there and get some recognition. 25 years ago, that's sort of an interesting thing. Of course, LaPorte has 8 state titles, the last one being the year 2000. It's been a successful program ever since, not quite at that previous level, but still been a strong program. This year, though, a little different story right now. Hopefully, they'll turn things around. They're 7-9. And I can't remember a time when LaPorte baseball had a losing season. I don't think they've had one since way back in the mid-'60s. So been a long time. A lot of people feel the pool of talent here in LaPorte has shrunk at a time when some other schools now have a lot more students to draw talent from. Any thoughts? What can be done, if anything, to restore the program? Maybe this year it's just a fluke, but still a lot of baseball games left to play, so maybe they'll turn things around. A couple of years ago, they had sort of a similar start, kind of treading the 500 mark for a while, then they turned things around and hit a winning season. So hopefully that'll happen this year. So once again, tonight's game is at 7 o'clock. They'll have the lights on at Schreiber Field. Of course, we'll broadcast it here at 96.7 The Eagle. And before the game, the last team to win a state baseball title at LaPorte High School will be on the field and recognized prior to the start of that game. And this morning, I was at LaPorte Circuit Court. Center Township trustee Lisa Pierzakowski received what's called the Liberty Bell Award. It's given out by the LaPorte County Bar Association. Quite a ceremony, very pageantry-like ceremony. They had the flags and the attorneys, and one of the attorneys was like an announcer in an old-fashioned courtroom setting. And then they had some speeches, and then Lisa was given her Liberty Bell Award. Of course, people probably know that she does a lot as the Center Township trustee, often going beyond the call of duty to help people, whether they're homeless, they need a NIPSCO bill paid for, or what have you. She always seems to reach out in ways that others don't. So good honor for Lisa Pierzakowski today. The Liberty Bell Award, it's given every year by the Bar Association. They look for certain qualities in people, and usually they don't give it to an attorney. They're looking for somebody who's done a lot of work to help people and done it perhaps through the court system. Lisa's involved with the problem-solving court here in LaPorte County, and she helps people that perhaps need a little help to find housing, maybe a little help to get some substance abuse treatment, but she works with people. So once again, she got the Liberty Bell Award this morning in LaPorte Circuit Court. Sound Off Summit today. Give us a call, whatever your thoughts are. Feel free to do so. We have a text message. Yeah, on your new news report, you said marijuana billboards have to be down by 2035. Is that correct? Yeah. If they're locked into a contract, that is. Some of the advertising companies that own the billboards, they get a client and they agree to a 5-year contract or a 7-year contract or a 10-year contract. Those billboards are being grandfathered in. The bill has to be signed by the governor yet, so maybe it won't become law, but it was passed by the legislature. And those billboards in advertising, if they're locked into a long-term contract, whether it be, 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, whatever, they have to be down, though, by 2035. They can't stay up forever. So if you have a billboard or you're the owner of a marijuana dispensary and you want to advertise in Indiana, better lock yourself into a contract real soon because it can be signed at any time by the governor. So that's the situation there. That bill was authored by State Representative Jim Pressel from Rolling Prairie, and he's talked about his stance on the issue on Sound Off a couple of times. You go down, State Road 39 or what have you, and you're approaching the state of Michigan, US 12, you see all the Michigan City, even downtown Michigan City has large billboards advertising the marijuana dispensaries outside New Buffalo. And a lot of people are offended. A lot of people think they're eyesores, and a lot of people think that marijuana is still illegal in the state, so it shouldn't be advertised here. If you have any thoughts on that, I was going to bring that up as a possible talking point on Sound Off Summit Day today. So if you have any thoughts on that, give us a call. I know a lot of people are offended by it. It's an illegal product here in the state, but somebody who perhaps hasn't lived in the area for too long, they might think that it's legal in Indiana because of all the signs advertising it. So interesting situation. If you want to give us a call and talk about that, feel free to do so. Yep, I was going to mention this one too later in the program, but let's get to it. Somebody sent us a text message. What does everyone think about how Commissioner Steve Hollifield handled the last meeting of the LaPorte County Council with his use of profanity? Perhaps you read the story we had on hometownnewsnow.com, and we had it on the radio too. Any thoughts on that? Of course, the county council meeting, there was that brief dispute. It was over a no-bid contract to stop sewage from running into the county office building at Michigan State Streets. The commissioners at the time felt it was an emergency. They awarded a no-bid contract instead of taking the extra time it takes to bid the work out. Of course, when you have sewage in a building, you want to get it out of there as quickly as possible. Nobody wants to work in that type of environment. Very unsafe, and can't imagine what the smell is like. Now, Councilman Justin Keel read a section of the state law that says that project was required to be placed out for bids. Now, Commissioner Hollifield was sitting in the audience. He defended the decision, saying it was necessary to get the sewage out of the office building as quickly as possible. Keel said he understood the decision, but the law is the law. Hollifield then approached the mic and told Keel, quote, "Why don't you come and shovel that GD sewage out of the building the next time we have a issue like this, boy?" How does that sound to you? And then in response, Keel questioned Hollifield's behavior. "That seems not very professional, quote unquote," said Justin Keel. So any thoughts? Was a no-bid contract okay given the situation, or do you think the law should be followed no matter what? In social media posts, some people support the decision, others don't. Others seem to support how Hollifield took a stand with Keel, while most everyone else seems to be critical. Some now even calling Hollifield a bully. So what do you think? Any thoughts on that? The use of GD is what that caller is asking how people feel, and perhaps maybe even the use of the word boy. Justin Keel's 28. I think he was the youngest town council person to be elected in the town of La Crosse. And now he's like 28, 29. So he was called boy by Commissioner Hollifield. So any thoughts on that situation? 362-0522. Another text message. This person is asking, does anyone know why so many vehicles are parked at the post office along the street, making it nearly impossible to find a place to park to do business there? Yeah, I don't know. If anybody knows the answer, feel free to give us a call on Sound Off today. It's your day. You can talk about whatever you wish. We just ask no personal tax be made, and give us a call, 362-0522. So that's the situation there. Of course, the marijuana advertising ban, once again, is on its way to the governor. I would imagine he'll sign it, but marijuana remains illegal here in the state of Indiana. Little note to pass along, what was it, over a year ago? The proposed retail center, multiple unit retail center, it's not disappeared from the radar screens. It was passed, well, it wasn't passed. It was, what do they call that? It's before the purchase agreement. Interest, formal expression of interest in the ground at Newport Landing. It was adopted. And now there's been a purchase agreement since then. And then at the Redevelopment Commission meeting this week, a 90-day extension was granted on that purchase agreement for the developer, give them a little more time to work on the project. So that project has not left the radar screen. We haven't heard much of it ever since it was first revealed, 14, 15 months ago. But that would be nice to have at Newport Landing, multiple unit retail center. I'll tell you what, let's take our first call. We got a call right now. You're on Sound Off. Go right ahead. What would you like to say?
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Hey, I tell you, I wish, the governor or whoever, would get their head out of the sand and look up and see how much money that, the other states are getting for marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a deficit. Well, get the head out of your sand. I'd say something else, but I won't.
Okay. So the governor should take off his blindfold.
That'll work.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right. Any thought? Does the governor have his head in the sand? Should Indiana follow suit and legalize marijuana? Is the money to be collected from taxes on marijuana worth perhaps crossing what many people believe is an issue of ethics? Interesting topic for discussion, so give us a call on that if you choose to say something on that. Let's see. If the LaPorte Parade organizers don't have a grand marshal, I think Lisa Pierzakowski would be a great nominee. She has done so much for LaPorte. You can say that. That's for sure. That's an accurate statement. I think they have a grand marshal. I'm trying to think. I forgot the name of the person. But if anybody knows, let us know here on Sound Off. It's your day to do so. Let's take another phone call. You're on Sound Off. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Stan. This is Tommy Kolavic calling. I don't mind so much the billboards for the dispensaries. I just don't like getting the mailings through the U.S. Postal Service. Are those going to end soon, or would the governor signs the bill? I hope those then. The other thing is they got those. Are they going to stop those right away?
Yeah, the mailers, they're included in that ban. So if he signs it, they won't be showing up at your house anymore.
Well, that's good. The other thing is they got those mobile box truck billboards. I know there's a guy that has a fireworks stand right there in Springfield Township where you got the state line. He wanted to put one there. They denied him. So then they started bringing them into Michigan City. They would park right there at the Take 5 oil change next to the McDonald's. I emailed City Hall. They told that sucker away the next day. They can't bring those in. Every other Saturday, there's an airplane that flies an advertising banner for the King Buzz dispensary behind his airplane. I wonder if they're going to stop doing that.
Yeah, I would imagine they'll have to stop it if the plane with such a banner enters the state of Indiana's airspace. I mean, I would imagine, yeah, they would find the guy.
And what about all those on I-94? A lot of people probably get sick of seeing those on their commute to and from work or wherever they're going.
Oh, yeah. Those billboards will have to come down unless they're locked into an existing contract.
They got to come down in 10 years. And I'm really happy when I go. I wish there were more women on the county council. It's all men. I'm really happy they got some young ones. I've always long said it's time for some of the old guard to step aside, the young generation rise to power. So I really like we got guys like Justin Keel and Jimmy Pressel and Adam Karanka and Brett Kessler sitting up there now. We got 3 young council members here in Michigan City, Daisy Lee and Joe Nelson and Greg Coulter, and I think that it's all great.
Okay, anything else, Tommy?
No, that's all I have to say. Thank you, Sam.
No jokes today or punchlines?
Yeah, I went to see Eddie Carosa. He was at the Seattle Post. I said to Eddie Carosa, I said, "Hey Eddie, have you ever had kielbasa?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Have you ever had pierogi?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Have you ever had kolache?" He said, "Oh yeah, it's real good." I said, "Have you ever had grajki?" And he said, he looked at me. I held up my key. I said, "Hey, this is grajki right here."
Oh.
That's my new nickname, grajki.
Grajki, okay. Gotcha, Tommy. Thanks a lot.
Grandpa Polavic told me that one.
Okay. All right. It's always nice to have a little humor sometimes, that's for sure. Let's take a quick commercial break. Stay with us.
Looking for a used vehicle you can trust? At Sowers GMC, every GM certified used vehicle passes a rigorous inspection and comes with a clean Carfax, so you know you're getting quality. Plus, enjoy an extra 12 months or 12,000 miles of warranty for added peace of mind. Stop by today, 1900 East Lincoln Way in LaPorte, or visit online at SowersAutos.com. At Sowers GMC, let us show you the difference, because when you start with a better car, you end up with a better car.
Join 96.7 The Eagle every Sunday morning from 9 to 9:30 a.m. for Bethany Church's Sound Up. Enlighten your Sunday morning with inspirational words of faith from Pastor Dennis Meyer. Bethany Church's Sound Up every Sunday morning from 9 to 9:30 a.m. on 96.7 The Eagle.
This year for Mother's Day, don't just get something nice for Mom. Get her the Mother Load! Rock 106.5, 96.7 The Eagle, and Hometown News Now wants you to win the Mother Load of all Mother's Day prizes for Mom. Visit HometownNewsNow.com and register to win by telling us why your mom is the most deserving of the Mother Load of all Mother's Day prizes, which includes contributions from Bernanke's Oak Valley Greenhouses, White Horse Saloon, Cable and Ace Hardware, and Twisted Tiki Sports Bar and Grill. Contest runs through Thursday, May 8th, and then Friday, May 9th, we pick our winner of the Mother Load of all Mother's Day prizes, just in time for Mother's Day on May 11th.
Happy Mother's Day!
It's the Mother Load of all contests, now at HometownNewsNow.com with Rock 106.5 and 96.7 The Eagle.
Hey, have you heard the exciting news? Dr. Granfield, your favorite and trusted podiatrist, has opened his own practice right here in LaPorte, Granfield Foot and Ankle. Dr. Granfield is now accepting new patients and is conveniently located at 502 Legacy Plaza. Dr. Granfield is back and ready to tackle all your foot and ankle concerns. When you stop dancing with excitement, pick up the phone and schedule your appointment at 219-312-6111. That's 219-312-6111.
It's your home for Slicer Sports and 96.7 The Eagle. Catch every Slicers baseball game this season live on air, whether it's on the road or from right down the street at Schreiber Field. Every out and inning will be here on 96.7 The Eagle. Sponsored by MC Doors, Flanagan Tire, Raymond and Spence Insurance, Giggles Boutique, Mitch Ficus Builders, Haiti Excavating, Dr. Randy Bannock DDS, Edward Jones, Salisbury and Spence, Keller's Limestone Service. Go Slicers!
Michiana weather. Slight chance of rain showers this afternoon. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 63. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 50 degrees.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back. Let's go to a phone call. You're on Sound Off. What would you like to say?
Good afternoon, Stan.
Good afternoon.
Hey, time 2035 gets here. You think maybe Indiana would get smart and legalize marijuana? And if they can put $2 tax on the cigarette prices on the increase now and put a tax on that and generate $48 million plus some, then they can put a tax on the marijuana and live like kings. We can do 60 roads instead of 20 roads. And we can fix our bridges and infrastructure. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot for the call. Boy, we get a lot of text messages to get to. Let's see. This person says, I support Steve Hollifield. Okay. This person says, follow the law. This is how government gets corrupt. Okay to break the law here and there. Soon government is overstepping. Okay. The post office is getting a new roof. It's construction traffic. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for answering that one question. This person says, how much money did we spend in the 80s on the war on drugs? Boy, I would hate to even try to take a guess at that one. I'm sure there was lots and lots of money for sure. This person says the last losing season for LaPorte baseball was 2018-2019. Okay. That's good to know. All right. Hearing people talking about things being illegal, there are many, many illegal donations going on politically, but the election board does nothing. They allow people to get away with it for political kindness. Ridiculous. Okay, that's what that one person has to say. All right, so it's Sound Off Summit Day. Give us a call, 362-0522, or shoot us a text message. And the day's for you, so you can talk about whatever you wish. We just ask for no personal attacks. Another text message. Use money from weed tax for roads and eliminate all the road tax on gas and wheel taxes. All right. It's not the governor holding up legalizing marijuana. Supposedly, it's the Senate that won't even discuss it. Yeah, we've heard those same reports, too, that things are kind of being held up in the Senate. This person says, good for the goose, but not good for the gander. Okay. All right. I guess you got to be consistent, right? If you're taking an opposing view, personally, maybe you can't support it in any such a way. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. 362-0522. Let's take another phone call. You're on Sound Off. What would you like to say?
Well, I would like to say, when people talk about drugs, I mean, we've heard the promises forever about, if we just had the money, it'd fix everything. If we allowed gambling, in Indiana, we have all this money for roads, and we could do all these things, and that hadn't panned out. We don't get crud from those. They make hundreds of millions. We make a little bit. Nobody wants illegal drugs in this state, okay? If you want to be a druggie, you want to do pot, then go to Illinois or Michigan. You're close. You can be close to your friends and family. People who smoke weed are not successful people. I don't care what they tell you. But you don't have people who own all these companies, businesses, smoking pot. It's not. It makes you a lethargic person. They've proven that it causes cancer. All these people, it cures cancer. There's no medical journals or no medical studies saying that. Yes, do I think it helps with, some people's aches and pains? Sure. And I'm sure you can probably get that taken care of through a doctor. But sitting there legalizing weed in the state where we're trying to be the most conservative state and everyone around us, parents and people who care about their kids, they don't want that stuff here. So it's not just the governor, but ask any legislator, they'll tell you you're not getting legal marijuana here. It's not happening. The people don't want it in mass numbers. That's just a simple fact.
Okay. Thanks a lot for the call. Yeah, interesting issue. What are your thoughts on his comments? Do you agree or do you disagree? Give us a call, 362-0522. Let's take another phone call. You're on the air. What would you like to say?
Well, how you doing, Stan?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Not bad for an old guy. so many things I'd like to say. As far as the legalization, the only thing I see with it is, like some of the other callers have said, the revenue that it could bring in. I mean, here we are now, local government worried about the governor's tax break on homeowners, and what are we going to do? And it might be helpful there if we had that revenue, then people wouldn't be so concerned, and federal cuts too that are coming, local government's concerned with that, money that had been appropriated is not coming now. So maybe that revenue would come in handy there as well. As far as legalizing it, I personally don't care one way or another. I mean, I have no interest in that stuff. Mm-hmm. If I did, certainly I know where to find it. All I got to do is drive a couple miles north, and not even that. Now that they put a dispensary up, I'll bet you it's within a mile of the state line. You see that one, if you're coming south, it'd be to your right-hand side. I think they used to have boats parked in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drive past it every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those dispensaries, they're like maybe less than a quarter mile from the state line.
Yeah, they're really close. And, anyone, these happy Hoosiers that have an interest in marijuana, they know all they got to do is tiptoe across the line, and they can get one toke over the line.
Right. They could blow the smoke right across the state line.
Absolutely. But yeah, the only thing I say about it is I think it could be a real source of revenue, and that'd be the only reason I'd be in favor of it. But other than that, I don't know. Your previous caller said the conservative people don't want it, and that's probably right. And like I say, I don't personally. For me, I don't care one way or another about it, but I do think that they've missed an opportunity to really collect money to help with needs in the state. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, Stan, I don't know. They're going to keep building in Michigan, and right now Michigan seems to have the market cornered anyway.
Oh, man, yeah. It's I think I saw a study not too long ago on a per capita basis. New Buffalo has more than the Detroit area. And that's pretty amazing considering the size of Detroit.
I think it'd be interesting. I don't know if there'd be any way you could find out, but what kind of revenue are they raking in? That would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
I mean, for them, that's a real moneymaker, but it's got to be. I'm not talking millions. I bet it's in the billions by now.
Okay.
Anyhow, Stan, thank you for your time and good talking with you.
Yeah, same here. Thanks a lot for the call. Let's see. Somebody is saying, isn't pot still illegal federally? Yeah, that's a good point. And that's the previous governor, Eric Holcomb. He took a stand on that, saying that marijuana is still considered a Schedule I substance and illegal nationally. And so until that changed, he wasn't even going to consider legalizing marijuana in the state. I'm not sure what the governor's stance is, the current governor's stance is on that issue, but yeah, it's still an illegal substance on a national level. Let's take a quick commercial break. Stay with us.
You know what's better than keeping up with your neighbors? Making them jealous. At Pavey Excavating in Stoneyard, they have the landscaping materials you need to turn your home into the envy of your block, including mulch, gravel, river rock, black dirt, and boulders. So tempt your neighbors into admiring your property. Shop family-owned and operated Pavey Excavating in Stoneyard for your next landscaping project. Pavey Excavating in Stoneyard, digging the good earth since 1954 on Ohio Street, just east of Boyd Boulevard in LaPorte.
Hello, this is Dale Nowes with Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center. Caring friends are always available when you need them the most. At Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center, we make available caring, compassionate grief counseling before, during, and long after you have experienced the loss of a loved one. Whether your funeral arrangements were with us or another funeral home, Caring Voices is a service that will connect you with master-level counselors anytime you need a listening ear. Allow us to help you and those around you to start on a pathway to healing. Don't suffer alone during your time of loss. Comfort and understanding flow through Caring Voices, provided exclusively at no expense to you by Cutlers. Call us at 219-362-2828. That's 219-362-2828. Or stop by to find out more about Caring Voices.
Life doesn't stop at Brentwood at LaPorte. It thrives. Imagine a place where vibrant lifestyles meet compassionate care. At Brentwood at LaPorte, our residents enjoy engaging activities, new friendships, and the freedom to live fully, all while receiving the personalized support they need. Whether it's memory care or assisted living, we're here to make every day meaningful. From gardening to game nights, delicious meals to cozy spaces, Brentwood at LaPorte is where life blossoms. Discover a community that feels like home. Call Brentwood at LaPorte today or visit us online to schedule your tour. Because at Brentwood at LaPorte, life begins anew.
Have you heard about Denny's Diner on 96.7 The Eagle? Every weekday during the morning mayhem at 6:55, I'll present you with our special question of the day. And if you're the first person with the correct answer, then you'll win a $20 gift card from one of these fine sponsors.
Twisted Tiki Sports Bar and Pizzeria, Burger Taco, JJ's Pizza Shack, and the Burger Bar and Grill.
So join me for Denny's Diner at 6:55 weekday mornings only on 96.7 The Eagle.
Your opinion matters. We invite you to share it by calling the on-air line at 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off on this Sound Off Summit Day. It's Friday. That makes it even better as well. About 10 minutes left in the program. Give us a call or a text message, 362-0522. Text message, LaPorte City should legalize marijuana, and we can use the funds to hire a decent football coach. Okay, any thoughts on that one? Stan, Google this. Peter Potpusher in Freewheel, Franklin. Old school drug issues. Okay, Peter Potpusher. I guess that's his name, right? Or in Freewheel, Franklin. Old school drug issues. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for the text messages. Shoot us some more. We're more than welcome to read them on the air. 362-0522. Yeah, any thoughts on the, of course, you can answer, anything that you wish, including the ones, the issues we brought up earlier in the program. But one thing we haven't brought up yet is the situation with the efforts to stop President Trump from deporting more illegal aliens. They say it's a due process issue. But supporters say the Democrats did not follow due process when they opened the border, allowing the illegals to flood in without being vetted. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Perhaps you believe that. So are the judges, these local judges, getting in the way of President Trump from performing his executive duties as president? Or do you think the judges are acting correctly here and want to make sure that everyone gets their due process? I'm not sure how the government could actually do that, considering all the illegals. I think the total is over 150,000 or something like that. But it's like a courtroom. If you gave every offender or suspected offender a trial, you couldn't get through all the cases brought in during the course of a year. It'd be impossible. So interesting issue. So what do you think about that? Due process for illegals, but not J6ers. What's a J6er? Do you know?
That's the January 6th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. Okay. Due process for illegals, but not the J6ers. Okay. So, any thoughts on that one? Of course, the ICE, they're continuing their efforts. Recently in the state of Florida, I think the total arrests top 1,000 just from listening to the news. That's amazing. And some of these people that were found and taken into custody were at these kind of a black market nightclub where the whole place was filled with illegals. So it's interesting. What's that one in Colorado? The real bad one. Anyway, they had a bunch of people of those from that gang in kind of a black market bar that you would see back during the days of Prohibition or something like that. So quite amazing where they're finding these people. Well, let's take another call. You're on Sound Off. What would you like to say?
Yeah, there's times when you can't follow the law, you know. It's a national emergency, so if they have to, then they need to just break the law. Gather everybody up. Get them down there south of the border. Nobody likes it. Do what you got to do.
Okay. Well, what if in the process you wind up with a couple of dozen people who are not illegals and...
Well, we'll work that out later. You know, we're in the middle of a war here. You can't follow rules every second of the day. We got a national emergency going on. It's really a declaration of war. They didn't think about it when they came up here in the United States, so we shouldn't think about their problems and their rights when we're kicking their ass out. That's where anybody steps in, anybody disagree with me, then you deserve whatever you get. It's that simple. You want to go with them? Go with them. We don't want you here. I don't care if you're a citizen or what you are. That's the way it is. We got to break the rules. We'll break the rules. We'll deal with that later, maybe in 5 years.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. Any thoughts? He laid it right out there, too. The governor does not control whether marijuana is legalized. That is the legislature, but the governor has to sign the legislation. So the legislature passes it, and then the governor signs it. So if the governor says he's not going to sign it, the legislature is not going to bother with it. Give us a call, 362-0522. That's our Sowers GMC on-air line. You can text us at that same number. Again, Sound Off Summit today. I'd like to hear from you, so give us a call. Anything else that you want to talk about today? Perhaps we haven't mentioned. What have you? Give us a buzz. Just a reminder, Slicer Baseball tonight against New Prairie, 7 o'clock at Schreiber Field. Nothing like a night baseball game. Those are my favorite. Night games are great. And, of course, when it's New Prairie, it's even better because you got a rivalry going there. And, of course, the 2000 team that won the state title, they're going to be recognized tonight. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of smiling faces at Schreiber Field this evening. Let's take another phone call. You're on Sound Off. What would you like to say?
Hi, Stan.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
Hey, my grandpa, many years ago, when I was just a little guy, he told me about the rules when he had to come to this country. The rules were you had to have $700, and you had to have a sponsor, and you had to know enough English to answer the questions on the application to become a United States citizen. And then you had to wait your turn in Ellis Island. No exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
That was the rules. Now, aren't them rules good today, or did they change them?
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying we should go back to that rule.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a good rule, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's got to be some vetting of people. You just can't let 15 million people come in here. I mean, half of them could be criminals. Who knows?
Well, evidently you didn't used to have that trouble. But, and the other thing, they say marijuana will bring revenue into the state or country or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get that? Where does that revenue come from?
Well, they tax it.
The doctors, the lawyers, the factory owner, or do they come from the people that are possibly on welfare or poor and barely can afford their cigarettes?
Right.
You think that, where does the money come from?
Right.
Really?
Right.
Yeah. I know where it comes from afterwards, after the tax and everything, but where does the original money come from? The people that can't afford it. Thank you.
Okay, Bill. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think there's a social cost issue, too. I mean, you have casino gambling now in the state. You wonder how many government dollars are going to people who have fallen on hard times just because of their gambling problem. Perhaps a lot of government money is being spent bailing those people out. So, the same with, marijuana or some harder drugs. I mean, there's that social impact. I mean, there are things out there that, aren't good for people. And if they wind up getting hooked on it, then perhaps they lose their job, or perhaps they have more money going for that instead of what really counts at home. And before you know it, they're at the trustee's office asking for help to pay their NIPSCO bill or what have you. So I think that issue probably has been looked at, but I think maybe it should be made more of a priority. Text message. What's the date we can water the lawn without paying for extra sewage? I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. I've been told many times what goes out in the form of water, or what goes in the form of water, goes out into the sewage. So that's how they explain the reasoning for charging the water use under the sewer. Evidently, people don't understand the meaning of illegal. Why would you have any rights? Our country needs to reevaluate the justice system. We've gotten to be a giveaway society. What would other countries do? Try that in Russia. I'm not sure if I'd want to try that in Russia. They seem like pretty tough over there. Give us a call. We have about 30 seconds left. Wow, not much time. So let's get to one more text message. Let's see. There isn't a vice that the government hasn't taxed. Okay. Well, illegal substances, I guess that's a vice. They don't tax that because it's illegal.
Well, it's, alcohol and tobacco.
Right.
That's, entertainment, all of the above.
Right. Yeah, and then, what if somebody out there gets killed by a drunk driver, or they get killed by a driver who's stoned? I mean, that's the real cost there. I mean, geez, you're innocent, you're driving home, looking forward to seeing your family, and all of a sudden you have a date with a stoned or drunk driver. That's very unfortunate every time it happens. Well, that'll do it on Sound Off today. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off, right here on 96.7 The Eagle.